Hi everyone, I'm really excited to invite you to our next 13 Moon session, April 8th, Reclaiming Our Personal Power. And when I think about this particular session, it feels so timely to me. Not only is it always a really important kind of session because we're looking at that sense of where do we find the initial sort of sparks of fire that had to do with our interests as it related to individuals growing up and what we really started to have an interest or a care about when we were younger, when we were girls. What were those beginning sorts of dreams or inclinations or wanting to pursue and understand? And in what ways were those supported? In what ways were those thwarted? We like to stir those embers when we're adults because we're trying to get a sense when we've lost, that thread of what is inside of our heart and what is inside of our passions and what is inside of our soul as it relates to what we really want to be doing out in the world and what would really make us feel fulfilled. And so as we track back into that time, school age time, when Carol Gilligan did that really important work around looking at longitudinal studies with girls and finding that around 8 to 10 was a time when girls had the peak of their self-esteem. And then it sharply diminished and didn't really necessarily revive itself from a combination of going into those first times of menarche and beginning our periods and being called within our bodies, and then also the social kinds of projections and patterning and stereotypes around who we were and who we weren't as girls moving forward. And so these are some of the areas that we need to unravel and we need to kind of support within us. So this particular theme in 13 Moons is really, really important for us to find that sense of how to balance the masculine and feminine forces. Not only the cultural roles, but more importantly, we all have a feminine energy, we all have a masculine energy, the intuitive and then the expressive. And so as we look at that as the place that begins to hold us up in our life. So that's the torso area, the dantian, the third chakra. So these are the areas that we're going to be looking at, and the fire element corresponds with that. So this year, when we look at this, though, it is really reflective in our culture because there is so much, not only the last several years, more and more around girl power, girl rising, supporting our young girls to not have that diminishment of who they really are, to feel a connection that anything's possible, and to get that support on all levels. But also with what's been going on in sort of the political cultural landscape around us, there's a lot of concentration around rise up, around rising together, and around resisting. So all of those different concepts and those ways in which we stand up inside of ourselves and we say yes and we say no, we choose a certain way of expressing our power or hiding our power. So all of these themes are really important to us as women, and they're such an amazing opportunity to do that in a sisterhood together, to really see our collective experience with this, to be supported individually as well as finding a way to liberate a sense of not only stepping into our power, but letting our power truly flow, managing it, and having a sense of continuity and sustenance that also enhances our physical bodies, our well-being, and our confidence. So really hope that you'll be able to make it. It's, as I said, it's probably one of the most relevant topics that we'll be looking at because of what is being shown to us all around us, and certainly as our own redevelopment and reclaiming as girls that walked a certain way in the world that we're reshaping for ourselves as women. So I look forward to seeing you on April 8th.